Good morning, everyone. I am your host, Anthony Talain, and this is InfoMinutes podcast, bringing you the latest and hottest information nationwide. We are currently facing a pandemic. We thought that this kind of pandemic only happens in fictional movies, like the flu, and even those movies that present a disease that makes someone a zombie. Kidding aside, COVID 19 is one of those pandemics that can wipe out the humanity if not treated and managed properly. COVID 19 is a threat to all the countries because of its deadly effect to the human body. Moreover, the said virus also affects the different sectors of the society because of quarantine lockdowns. This includes the economy, politics, education, tourism, and businesses. The situation now in regards of this pandemic is critical and alarming. Though there are numerous recoveries, there are thousands of infected and thousands of deaths around the world in just a span of 3 months. It is a scary situation. For the past few days, families were preparing and buying foods and different necessities due to the enhanced community quarantine. All are advised to stay at home and practice social distancing. Moreover, different communities are giving relief goods to the different households. The government is already managing the mass testing and different solutions for the pandemic. However, there are still problems that the country is facing because of the threat of the pandemic. In today's podcast, we will tackle the COVID 19 situation and how it affects the families in the nation. We invited someone to join us in this podcast. Please welcome Angela Alcaraz. Alright, so Miss Angela, let's focus on how the government deals with the COVID 19 situation. Could you give us your insights and opinions about the government actions with regards to giving solutions to the pandemic and their actions to help the people?
I personally believe that the government did not act quickly with regards to containing and possibly limiting the spread of the virus throughout the nation. The leaders of this regime failed to act immediately because they would rather conserve their friendship with China rather than to preserve the interest and safety of the Filipino people.
How ready is the Philippines to face the current situation, which is the ongoing pandemic?
Before, the government handled the virus like it is not a big deal, but because of public outcry, the national government opted to listen to the people. However, they are still very flawed. Instead of giving transparency to the Filipino people about their plans, they would rather insult and discriminate other local leaders due to the fact that they were doing better than the president himself. I hope that the government would listen to the people more and stop giving threats.
Do you think it is necessary to extend the enhanced community quarantine?
For me, it is necessary to extend the enhanced community quarantine because we are not yet sure if it is safe to go outside. There might be people who were not tested but were infected by the virus. It is very dangerous, especially to the people who use public transportation to be with the crowd.
How does this situation affect your family?
Fortunately, my family is doing just fine. We are lucky to stock enough food and materials that we're going to need throughout the quarantine. But we are still not happy with this situation, knowing that there are other families who cannot sustain their needs due to their financial difficulty, which is also aggravated by the pandemic.
Now, last question. What are the plans and the preparations of your family during this moment in time?
We had already bought the things that we needed even before the community quarantine has been implemented. We also do not forget to take vitamins to boost our immune system. Most importantly, we keep ourselves updated and aware of the happenings around us by watching the news and reading credible articles on the net.
Alright, thank you for joining us, Miss Angela. As a final note, all we can do is to follow the authorities. It's for our safety, so just follow. Moreover, always follow the simple ways to care for yourself and for others during this situation. This has been the InfoMinutes podcast, bringing you the latest and hottest information nationwide. Thank you for listening and stay safe.